And the subject is the prospering power of a right attitude. There is very little difference in people. But that little difference makes a big difference. That little difference that makes a big difference is attitude. That's right. I'm glad to see people holding up their papers, writing that there. Those of you who were here a few lessons ago, you have that quotation. I'm not interested in displaying to you how much new material that I've got for you all the time. The truth is, if we learn to practice the little that we know, we'd be way up the road. Let's repeat again this very wonderful quotation from W. Clement Stone. There is very little difference in people. But that little difference makes a big difference. That little difference that makes a big difference is attitude. Isn't that interesting? Now, I'm even going to give you the punctuation for it. Now, the text for that, the text for this lesson from the Scripture is the 51st Psalm and the 10th verse. It's one of my favorite prayers, and it has to do with attitude. It's a prayer that I pray quite often. One of the great prayers of the Bible. Repeat it after me as I shall read it. Create in me a clean heart, O God. And renew a right spirit, within me. Isn't that some kind of prayer? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, attitude is so very important. We're going to skip around on the lesson notes because right away I'd like to begin by defining attitude. What is attitude? Attitude is my mental approach to life. Say that. Attitude is my mental approach to life. My disposition toward life. Attitude is my disposition toward myself. You know, and it's an interesting thing. The way you treat other people is the result of your attitude toward yourself. If you see somebody who's always nasty, they've got a nasty attitude about themselves. Now, what's an attitude? It's a right spirit, a right feeling about yourself, a right feeling toward other people. And here again, you can't have a right feeling toward other people until, first of all, you feel right about yourself. Life is not really something you deal with out there. Life is really dealing with your own attitude toward yourself in your own mind. Right attitude, a right spirit, a happy, loving, believing approach to life. This is right attitude. A good, loving feeling toward yourself. And I want to ask you a question to interrogate yourself with from time to time. Do I have a good, loving feeling toward myself? Say that. Do I have a good, loving feeling toward myself? I mean, when all hell seems to break loose, when things don't seem to go right, when other people seem to be out of order, just stop and ask yourself that question. Hey, do I have a good, loving feeling toward myself? A beautiful song says in part, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. And so if you want to bring order in your affairs, it's got to begin with your right, loving attitude toward yourself. All right? Right attitude is a good, loving feeling toward yourself, everyone and everything. Right attitude is an optimistic disposition. A right attitude is expecting the best, believing that good comes out of everything. That's interesting. Like Mrs. Hedgepath told us Friday night that somebody, while she was putting up her Christmas lights around her house, which is on the corner, as she does every year, and it looks so beautiful, a lady came by and said to her, "Yeah, your lights are sure beautiful. I hope nobody steals them." In the Bible, there's a scripture, "You meant it to me for evil, but the Lord meant it to me for good." I like the man who has such a beautiful attitude that he says, "When life gives me a lemon, I make lemonade." Let me hear you say that together. When life gives me a lemon, I make lemonade. Isn't that good? So you got a lot of lemons. What are you going to do with them? You're going to sit there just sucking them, crying? No, it's just such a sour lemon. Make lemonade. And if you have a right spirit, a right attitude, you'll be able to take negative situations and bring good out of it. Now back up to the top of the lesson notes. Your attitude will make you or break you. And I want you to tell yourself this in the first person. My attitude will make me or break me. Say it. My attitude will make me or break me. And I'll tell you this, you're not broke until your attitude is broken. You're not done for until your attitude gets wrong. Remember that in any situation that you've got to face. As long as you can keep a right attitude, you have got the upper hand. And say that. As long as I can maintain my attitude. But remember, attitude is important. Sometimes you see people without education or too much talent that have become rich in money, health, happiness, love, success, and prosperity because they established a right attitude. A right attitude will make you rich in every way, regardless of how much or how little education, talent, or religion you have.